Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at Axon 3 by Audio Damage. So we already have Axon 2 and this is Axon 3, which is a much improved version of Axon. So it's a neural net drum synth. Okay, so this is your main neuron in the middle and you have these other 6 neurons on the outside, right? So the easiest way to explain how this works, because it can get a little bit complicated. For example, you get patches like this and they sound like this. Which is very cool. But can be a little bit let's go with a initial preset, so initialize, which is this one, which is the one we're going to start with, which only has neuron 1. Now, to understand how this stuff works, right, look here, neuron 1, and this is referring to this. If I press this, will be neuron 2. And all this will change depending on which neuron you choose. Each has its own oscillator. It has a noise oscillator and also a sine wave and a sawtooth wave and an FM thing going on. Or is that? I think that's sawtooth, or it's either that or it's I don't know. I think it's sawtooth. I don't think it's a triangle. Anyway, don't matter. So you select your different neurons around the edge and you'll see all the stuff will change. This is your global stuff, right? So this won't change, but all this stuff will. These are your randomizations, so you can randomize everything. But to understand how this works, we need to start basic. So look, I'm going to choose neuron 1. And you'll see here the threshold and the offset are both set on 0 for now. And you'll see it's just making this noise sound. Okay, and this is controlled by your noise oscillator. Here's your fader that blends between the sine wave and sawtooth oscillator, so you can mix and match. Okay, so kind of obvious when you look at it like that. The thing here is as well, you can tune it in hertz, right, like this, or you can switch this little keyboard icon on here, and now you'll see it's notes, and there you can set the scale. So you could have it for any of these scales, and there are lots of them you can mess around with. So for example, harmonic minor, and then these notes will be in harmonic minor scale, I think. Well, it will be when I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, it's got to be in it, I think. Anyway, the point is you can set your scale and stuff in. Your root note is C and clock rate. So for example, if we speed this up, this is the overall clock rate for the entire project. Okay, now we want to make a connection between these. So you press root, right, and then choose another neuron, and then choose neuron 2, and you can start to make adjustments, right? Very cool. Press root again. And what you'll hear now is that these two are making the same sound. So we can now redesign our sound for neuron 2. Make sure we're selected here. Okay. Let's maybe mess with the FM. So neuron 2 now we're messing with, right? We've got a mixer, so if we go to mixer and effects here, we can, and we've also got effect send, so this snare sound Let's sync these up to the BPM. Cool beans. Let's go back to our synthesizer page now. Come off root and select this snare sound. Okay, go back and select neuron 1. Very cool. Now we can also make adjustments to the first one. Like this. And if we choose our snare now, we can control different aspects of the sound, how it triggers, etc. So we've got a ratchet control here. Likelihood at the moment is 0%. So let's put this on 100%. And let's have the repeat set at, say, 2. So every time this triggers, it's going to have a ratchet. But let's set the likelihood at less, 40%. And then you can also set the likelihood it's actually going to trigger at all. Great. So now let's root. Let's make sure we're selected on neuron 1. Let's route that to this new one, which is neuron 4. And let's adjust the sound on that now. So now we're tuning it up. Like the fact that it's just going do. I want to adjust that, right? So neuron 4, of course. Epic stuff. Now with the routing, we can also go say, well, okay, I'm going to route 1 to 2, or in that case 4 to 1, and then also I can route this one to this one as well. And this is where we're going to start to get really interesting patterns going on, right? So let's switch this up, stay on this one here, and I'll set the likelihood that it will trigger at all, because all these will be affecting each other. Okay, let's select number 1 and I'm going to select number 1 again and route that to, sorry, wait a second, it's not going to work that, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to choose number 1 and route it to, come on, you fool. And then also, I think I'm going to have this route through to there. To adjust this, so I want to unhook this one from there, choose number 1 and route into number 6. Now here's the cool thing, right? We on neuron number 6, let's go into our mixer and let's solo that. Okay, and now we can like build ourselves a better sound. So okay, let's have it go some effects in there. Cool beans. Got few different filters: low pass, high pass, band pass. And again, we need to either control a likelihood. Let's have a likelihood of some ratchets. Very cool. You could, if you wanted to, blend some oscillator in there as well. And you can choose the amount. Play with the timbre. Let's have a bit of... Let's have that super snappy. Very cool. I'll go back to our mixer now and unsolo this. Now we still haven't connected this one. Oh, yeah, we've still got one to play with. So select. Ooh, let's select the main one again and route that to this one, which is number 5. And we can then offset that. Again, we'll give it a bit of a likelihood of it not firing. And let's go and make this a pitched sound as well. Let's turn on our... Send that to, let's go into our mixer. Awesome. Not so much delay, I guess. Okay. So your clock source is either host or internal, and you can, let's speed this up so you can hear it. You can swap between this on the fly. So that's cool. Let's open our preset browser, save preset. I shall save preset and save to saving to preset name. No, I'm gonna, oops, hang on a sec. Let's just cancel that a sec. Go here, go to user and save preset. So I'm just gonna call this glitch one. Now you'll have, there we go, glitch one. Now if we go back to factory now and I go back to my initialize, I've got my, but if I go to user now and go, I've got my own new preset I can play with. Right, so, okay. Let's go again and just make sure we understand what's going on. So our main neuron here, neuron 1, we're going to route stuff to this. The most easiest way to understand this is you need to make sure that you are when root has to be switched off, right, like that. You'll make sure you select the neuron that you want to be controlling. But you need something connected to this one to start with. If I go into this one and I start routing it to, say, all these different ones you see around the outside, it's not going to do nothing. I need to route this one and I need to go off this, select the neuron I want to control, go back to root. And now I can say, well, okay, I'm going to set that like this and just have it, okay, and instant Mr. Blue Sky. Look, and then you can go to say, well, okay, I'm on neuron 1, I'm on root, I'll route it to this one, right? So let's do something with that one. Cool. And let's select this. So come off root. Let's go back to this one, select it and take out all the noise. Cool. Selecting this one now. There's neuron 1 now, don't forget. So just having this mix. Have that with some this one now, let's need to select the neuron we want to control. And now selecting different neurons that are already there will affect, routing this to this will affect this, and then say select this one and go, well, I'm going to route that one back into there or this. Go to this one, select this one, choose route, and route your main one to, it's going to be affected by this because we routed that to that as well. It's all very, very cool stuff. Right, I'm gonna finish this video. I mean, you kind of get it, right? We can randomize as well, so we can randomize the network. All the voices. Pitches. current voice. So it's got loads of cool randomization stuff. And of course, any of the patches that you're playing with, you can just go in and play around with them if you want to. So, you know, we could say, well, what's the routing going on here? And let's choose, well, it's number 2, so it's this one. Let's route this. First of all, let's go in here, choose our number 1 and route that here. But then let's choose this one and route that one to this new one. See how cool it is? Let's choose number 4 and route it here. And maybe choose this one, number 2, and route it here. And make some adjustments. That's cool. So this is number 2 we're messing with now. Set the probability. Changing probabilities really makes a big difference, of course. Okay, right. This is a really nice patch. So if we look at our synth here, make sure we're not en route. Look at all this will change now as we've got this melodic minor up for the scale. If you look at all this, you'll see that all these are, and they'll all be, it won't be on the noise oscillator at all. It'll all be on the like the sine wave or the sawtooth or whatever it is. And because we're in tune, we can change out. If we choose, yeah, some ratcheting going on here. Let's choose some more ratcheting. Lovely. And then you could save that as your own new patch, you know. Guys, if you've watched this during the premiere, thank you very, very much. This has been Axon 3 from Audio Damage, brand new. Normally this will have the scope working, but it's been disabled at the moment. This is still test flight version. So anyway, top job, cool beans. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please strike the like, subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a Patreon. I'm going to spend the next few minutes now going through loads of the presets, because there are lots of them. There's some designer ones, look. Let's see what's got going on here. So we've got factory ones, and then again, you know, your user ones. You'll have an awful lot of fun with Axon 3. I think it's an awesome app, really, really cool stuff. Anyway, see you guys later. Ta-da!